Okay guys, so that's what you're doing today. So, yeah, I just got done washing Big Red. Tons of freaking trucks all over the place, of course. But, anyways, I kind of cleaned up Big Red a little bit. He's not... Oops. He's not going to look like $1,000,000, but, you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. Shouldn't really... Probably shouldn't stink like cat pee quite as much now. CB still works. So, unfortunately, this thing here I had to change. This is the newer one now. This dual pluggy thingy. The other one broke. Not sure how it broke, but the case started peeling in half. You see. And one of these is loose now. I think it's actually this one that my thumb's in. Is the one that's, you know. So this one's junk, unfortunately. The one still works, like this one here still works. But it's basically junk now. Wouldn't do you much good. So, yeah, I just, put the other one in. I really want to change this up, guys. This has been kind of bothering, well, it hasn't really been bothering me until now it broke. It lasted, though. It lasted quite a while. I've had that one since I put it in. So it lasted quite a while. I don't know really what caused it to break. These things do pop out occasionally, which is what pisses me off, is these pop out. So, what I kind of would like to do, I don't know if I'll do it or not. I kind of doubt it, probably not right now, is I'm either going to change out these light bars with some waterproof ones. I don't know if I'll get STL or a different brand, I don't know. And of course the one on the rear too. The one on the rear is getting loose all the time. As you can tell. The hole is stripped for the screw. So I don't really know what's up with that. But what I would like to do is get new light bars and do my own wiring with waterproof switches, so I don't have to keep freaking waterproofing them all the time. Now I'm probably not going to put them here, though. I may put them somewhere, you know, somewhere. Whatnot. That would be nice to get rid of that wiring setup and just, you know, whatever. Same with the rear. The only reason why I would like to stick with these light bars or get some different ones is basically because these here have the rocker or the switch on there. Switch your flash pattern. I think on the newer ones that's not an option anymore. It's actually built into the switch now, which I guess is maybe why they consider it waterproof now. So I don't know maybe if I just changed them or what, but the thing is that they don't have the right kind of brackets. So meaning if I wanted to do something like this, I would have to probably take this bracket, this original STL bracket, and turn it so it's this way now, and then drill a hole through it and then put a bolt through it. Because if I take these light bars off, I'm not going to need these end caps. I can actually just put something else there, either the caps or the suction cup mounts. Because I'll probably just put these and something else, or I'll just save them for something else. I don't know, but what I'd probably have to do, and then get rid of this and do my own wiring. And plus, this is extra wiring, and it's all tucked underneath here, and it's all kind of a mess anyway. So it's kind of stupid in a way, but you know, it works. So that's really about the only thing I can think of doing for the back of Big Red. I don't know how I would go about mounting this one, because I can't mount it here really, because then I can't get to the glove box. So again, I'd have to somehow flip the brackets or whatever. You know, you would have to really think of how to do that. Which I thought I could just take these brackets off, flip them around, so they can, you know, drill a hole this way with them, and then put a bolt through it or something. So, and the light bars still work. These things seem to kind of blow out after a while. I mean, I've had that one for quite a while now, so this one probably should have lasted me a while yet too, but it's the point that they keep popping out, and it's not exactly worth it, but light bars are expensive too. So the only thing I think I could do is buy new light bars for Big Red. Get the wiring for it. I mean, it's just 12 volt wiring really, so it shouldn't really be too big of a deal. At least that way too, you could run the wiring a little bit different. And but I think what's going to probably end up happening is that this fall, when Big Red goes in, because he's probably going to get new tires and stuff put on, I'm going to get new racks for the front and the rear. There's nothing super wrong with them. It's just that they're a little bit grimed up, and because I got all these little holes in here now. So Big Red might as well just, get new ones. I'll have to take I'm still going to have to drill holes through it, because I'm going to have to put my antenna back on and then my other light bar. But at least it doesn't have this dried out look, and it doesn't have holes in it. You know, so make them look a little bit neater and whatnot. So, and then once he does that, I'll have to put the new light bars on, and I have to try to find some rocker switches or something that are waterproof, and the wiring that's waterproof. I don't really want to have to drill through anything. So again, having to try to figure it out would be very interesting to figure it out, because I'm actually running out of room. So I'm just really considering maybe getting a Ranger with a snowplow. But if I get, say a snowboard for the John Deere, then I probably won't bother putting a plow on it. But if I was to get a Ranger, I would have to probably get a front and rear windshield for it, because I'm going to want to put these light bars then in the windows, and that will be better because then I don't have to waterproof everything. I wouldn't have to water everything. I wouldn't have to waterproof everything, and Big Red wouldn't need them. The only thing Big Red would probably need as well, if I really need to put if I have to put light bars on them, then I can always just get newer ones. But I don't know, because I'm probably going to plan on leaving the CB on Big Red. I'm probably just going to get another one for the Ranger or something. It'll probably be, obviously, if I was to get a Ranger, I'd be getting the Cobra 29 radio. For a CB antenna, I don't know what I'd be getting, because no matter what one I go with, I'm going to have a clearance issue. So I may have to get the quick attach disconnect for my antenna. I've thought about getting it for Big Red. It's just instead of threads, it's a click on, so you would rotate it and then it would pop off. Whereas this is like permanent, you could say. You can bust it free with wrenches, but with the quick attach, you can do with 2 fingers. You just squeeze in and you turn and popped the whole thing off. Which is what I should be doing the Big Red too, because I have a clearance issue right now with my light. So I have to actually bend my antenna over it as it bangs into the light, and could actually bust a bulb. So, but Yeah, I don't know. I would like to get my hands on a Ranger because, for one, a low focus or the whiteout. A Ranger would have more room. It'd be more comfortable. You know, Big Red's nice because he's small and compact, so he would naturally fit into tighter areas. So I mean, I'm not going to get rid of Big Red. I think what I would like to do with Big Red is I would like to turn him into a sprayer. Really, because I mean, yeah, I would need a CB. I probably would just keep the CB on. Really, it's not going to bother it. I like the setup anyway. It's just I wouldn't need the light bars. I wouldn't need the light bars in because Big Reds would never plow snow again, and if he did, it would be, you know, one time probably if the big plow was, or if the snowblower or something was to go down. Whatever it may fucking be. So, but yeah. I mean, the John Deere doesn't have warning lights either, but I should be okay without them. I don't know. A Ranger would just be a lot nicer for riding. Big Red, actually, both of the machines would probably end up being a sprayer. This Big Red would probably just be for in the yard, and then the big sprayer for at the farm. Which, I mean, I could still use Big Red sprayer, but if I have to get a bigger one, then I'll have to put a sprayer in the back of the Ranger, right? So, yeah. Which then would probably be that 55-gallon sprayer. Because the way things are going right now, I already explained it in the last video that I'm going to probably try to upload tonight. You know, things are just not going like they should be, and things are not being put under control. So a 10-gallon sprayer would take me a very long time to control weeds at the farm. Even though it could be done, it just, you know, for in the field it would take forever, but in the pastures it's not a super big deal. But I kind of would just like to, you know, keep them separate, you know. So the Big Red would just be basically a yard sprayer, and then I'd have the Ranger would be a big sprayer, and it would also be my main machine to get me around. So I wish that the Rangers offered air conditioning, which would be nice. Why they haven't figured that out yet? They've managed to figure out heating. Why they couldn't get an air conditioner to work in there, I don't know. Maybe it takes up too much room, but then just make them a little bit bigger, the Rangers, you know? Don't make them so freaking tiny. Make them bigger. Make them longer, whatever. Do whatever you got to do to make them bigger, you know? Or to give it the room that it needs for an air conditioner. Yeah, Big Red, you got free air conditioning, but, you know, it's not the greatest air conditioning either. So, but yeah, if I was to get a Ranger, I would probably most likely, I probably wouldn't run any warning lights in him. You know, on the Ranger, depending on what I have to do with it, I don't know. But it would be nice to just make these all waterproof, but then the light bars are not designed for that, so I'd have to find different frickin' light bars. And then the wiring would be a cocksucker to deal with too. I'm not very good with wiring, so it would take a while, and I'm probably not going to get that done this year either. So, but we'll see what happens. I just think it, you know, things have got to change because I'm sick and tired of shit blowing out all the time. I mean, this here, really, it's just kind of like a temporary thing. It's not permanent, but right now I'm making it permanent. But these things tend to blow out pretty quick. These keep popping in and out. You know, the light bars still work though, which is surprising. I've had them for what? It'll probably be 2 years this fall. Maybe I've had them. Maybe I don't really know. Maybe a year, something like that. I don't really. About a year maybe I've had them. Yeah, maybe only about a year. But I mean, they've managed to survive. But again, I'm using them for something that they're not made to be used for. But I I guess I make it do, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the hell happens. Cause something's got to definitely freaking change. Cause I'm getting sick and tired of shit blowing out all the freaking time, and you know, I'm getting tired of it. So hopefully it'll last now for the rest of the summer now, and into next year. Won't have to replace that plug anymore. But for now, the machines are staying back here. I think tonight they're talking storms, so I possibly may bring them up into the garage for the night. Just so, because I don't want my cats freaking pissing and shitting all over them again, you know, or doing whatever they freaking do to it. So, they're basically just going to stay back here until... And then another thing that's pissing me off too is that I had a hard time getting this off again. This one here was stuck, this release thing. This side always sticks for some reason, I don't know why. I always have to freaking fight with it. It's a fucking pain in the ass. So... yeah, so there you go. Figured I'd just show you guys that there. That little thing blew out on me again, or for the first time. Yeah, I just kind of would like to change it up, you know, but I don't have the money to do it right now. And if it would be worth it to do it later on, like in fall, you know, because then I won't be. Probably won't be plowing with him, and he will be my backup plow. But I don't know. I'll probably just drive on with it for now. I guess see how it goes. But I don't know. We'll see how the John Deere makes out for blowing snow. So if that sucks ass during the snow, then I'll have to go back to using Big Red, I guess, for certain stuff, I guess. John Deere probably wouldn't have a hard time snow blowing, you know, like by the mailbox, because that's level ground. But when you get, and of course here in front of the shop it's level 2, but when you get into the back of the yard and you do the driveway, that's where it may be an issue. But we'll only find out, well, there's only one way that we're going to find out, and that's just to do it. So spend the money and put the shit on her and frickin' give her help, see what the hell she does. Yeah, you know how she is. So, but I think this tractor's got a little bit more power. You know, I mean, they say it's whatever, so much horsepower, but people make it seem like these tractors are so much smaller than they really are. I think this thing could run a blower no problem. You know, some people just say that because they're jealous of that. You know, I have such a nice machine. You know, if you're so damn jealous, go get one yourself. Get something bigger than this, you know. You don't have to take your angers out on someone else just because you're mad at them because they have a nicer piece of equipment than you. You can finance one too, or, you know, trade yours in. Do a trade. I know someone was saying to just trade Big Red in to get the Ranger, but I would like to keep Big Red because he'll be my backup for snow plowing, and he'll probably be my yard sprayer. I mean, the Ranger could do it too, but the thing is the Ranger's a little bit too big, and I don't know. But I'd rather have a smaller sprayer set up for the yard, and then the Ranger could have a bigger sprayer set up for the farm. But we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm just going to I guess wait and see what the hell happens. But yeah, it would be nice to switch the light bars around and get some waterproof ones. At least that would eliminate some of the problems, but you know, they really don't realize certain things. Is that, you know, in order for you to want waterproof everything, I mean, they make the waterproof light bars, so that's one issue they're solved. But they don't ever think about making a wiring kit for them waterproof. You always have to customize them afterwards. You always have to, I mean, they make waterproof parts, but it's not the company that made the light bar. Like STL, they made the light bar and the factory wiring. Well, why can't you make switches that are waterproof? I mean, they do make switches. But again, they're not waterproof. Why they can't design a waterproof switch, I don't know. Because really, all that's in here is a positive and a negative or whatever, you know. It's only 2 wires probably. That's just for on and off. Why can't you make a simple on and off waterproof switch? You know? It wouldn't be that big of a deal. So, or if they could even just make something like these again and just make them waterproof. You know, or whatever the hell it is. Make a waterproof wiring kit so then we can just simply plug and play. I mean, I have to find certain things to make it work, and this is working temporarily. But I would like it to be more waterproof, but what are you going to do? If I don't plan on plowing too much more with him, there's probably no point of really going all out. But he will get kind of restored a little bit. He's going to get new tires, new racks, front and rear. And then if I put the light bars back on, I don't know. I know I'm going to have to put the CV back on, or the antenna. I might even move that antenna over a little bit. Because right now I have it over here, which I guess isn't terribly bad. I may even just move it over here, but then I might want to put a light bar in. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be putting a light bar on this. I kind of doubt it. I'll probably end up putting a light bar on the Ranger. See, another reason why I want to keep Big Red too is because Big Red pulls that big cultivator. Now, a Ranger could do it too, but the thing is that a Ranger is much bigger and the turning radius is not as good. So Big Red's probably going to still be a workhorse, it's just that he's not going to be working as much. So I may put a light bar in the back. So yeah, that's just what it'll have to do, I guess. But you know how it goes. Not sure if I'll still buy another antenna like this or not. I still want a whip antenna, but again, since with the Rangers they have the plastic roofs, they're not steel, so you can't get a magnet mount antenna, which is probably what I would like to get because it'd just be simple, but I think that's just the way it'll have to be. So I'll probably have to screw it to the roof, I guess, basically what I did there. And run a ground wire and ground it that way, I guess, but whatever. I'm not sure what antenna I'll probably get. I may just end up getting another one of those, but I might get the 5-foot version of it. You know, the 4-foot should be fine. And I'll probably do the house this fall too, be done with it. So, but I may have to get a new phone on payday, so, you know, because I'm going to need a new phone, even though the phones don't work out in the fields. That's why I'm going with the CB setup, because I know that the CBs will work. So, I mean, this antenna's supposed to go like, what, 4 or 6 miles, whatever the hell it is. So, I mean, it should reach to the house. If it don't, then there's a serious issue then. So, nice Dodge Ram 1500, look at that. Look at that beast. Fucking right. So yeah. The way it should have to be. Try to get stuff done later on this fall. Once I get my medical bills out of here too, it'll be a lot nicer. I'll be able to actually complete projects a lot easier. So I know that Big Red CB still needs to be fine-tuned. I still have to put if someone has to remind me, someone has suggested to put a filter on the CB radio. Apparently they make 2 different kinds. There's one for the antenna, and then there's one for the power unit, or the power wire that runs to your battery. I don't remember who told me where to go and get them, but if you're watching this video, tell me again. I want the one for the power source, for the positive wire that feeds the radio, because I think that's what's giving me the screaming issue. It's not the antenna, because when the fans kick on to cool the motor, that's when the CB radio starts to squeal at me. So it's a power issue. So if someone can find me that again. Let me know. Give me the link or something, or tell me where to look, and then I'm gonna go look again and see how much they are, and I'm gonna probably order one because I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of the radio screaming at me all the time. It's a little bit of annoying. So, but yeah, it's not the antenna; it's the power source. So I guess maybe it's like it's overpowering the radio or something. I don't know. It does a squeal or it screams at me. So that's got to come to a stop. So if you, whoever's told me about that before, if you could tell me again, let me know. It's for the power wire, the positive one, I guess, or whatever. I don't need the one for the antenna. I guess I think the antenna's fine. So, and I probably really shouldn't need a power or that filter thing though for the house, because that will be in a constant 12 volt, and there ain't going to be extra power going to it. So, yeah. And I know that Captain Jerk, the YouTube channel, apparently he found an old CB radio in his place and he had it stored away. That son of a bitch was fucking old school, that's for sure. It's the freaking dial channel selector. It's not like this one, you know, where it's kind of, you get the number and then you have to rotate the dial. It's actually a knob, and the knob has the numbers written on it. So you know that fucker's old school. I'm not sure if it still works, but I don't know. I think he was thinking about maybe hooking it up, putting it in the house, and wanting just to play with it a little bit. Not 100% sure how it'll work on his radio, because I don't know how the wiring is. I don't know if it's just the 2 wires or if it's a totally. It must be, because it still runs on 12 volts. But yeah, if I'm going to be buying a kit for the house to accept the CB radio, I have 2 things so far already that are going to help, and they're both cheap. The next items are going to be really expensive. The radio is going to be the worst of it, because I'm getting the Cobra 29 LX, and that's like a fancy radio. It's not. It basically has everything plus more. You know, I mean, it has channel. It has more than my Bigger Edge radio's got. I can even put a PA on that if I want to, which actually may be an option to put a PA in the house, like on the outside of the house. I'm not saying I will, but if it, you know, it'd be good, because if someone came to my door, I could just talk through the radio and be like, yeah, I'm freaking, you know, give me a minute. You know, but I doubt I'll take it that far, but I for sure I'm going to be putting a radio in the house, a CB radio, but yeah, if he's serious about it, he can just watch my videos. It'll be probably a couple of months yet, but it's a possibility. So I mean, it'll get done. It's gonna cost. It'll probably cost me easily probably about $400, because I'm going to need the CB radio, the coax wire, the mounts, the antenna. So, not sure what antenna I'm going to go with. I'm still thinking about the 102-inch whipper. I'm thinking about just getting another one of these. You know, I mean, I don't need, basically for what I'm doing, I don't need really a fancy setup. Not like some people do. But I would like the 110-inch because it goes a lot, or the 102-inch whip antenna, because that one goes way out. If you tune it properly, it'll easily go about 10 miles away. So, which is overkill, but. And then if it's on top of the roof, it'll probably go even further out, because it's way up there now, but. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I would like to put the CB radio in the house, because I would like to be able to check the radio on Bigger Ed to really see if it will work. You know, I mean, yeah, I can go out in the middle of the fields and I may be able to pick some up, but am I going to be able to transmit far out, you know? Which I guess I could just go out there, and if I find someone, talk to them, which is probably the easiest thing to do, but I just want to make sure it works from the house to here or to Big Red or wherever I gotta go, right? It will depend. So, and if things go properly, yeah, I'll probably end up putting a CB in the Ranger too if I do get a Ranger. I'm just saying I will be putting one in there as well. I also would like to buy another shed. I think it's a 10x8 shed, plastic shed, whatever. You got to put it together, obviously, but just because I don't know if I'm going to have enough room for a lot of the shit. This is supposed to be a workshop, but it ended up being a parking lot for right now. But that'll change once I get my cats fixed, because then I'll be able to put my machines back in the garage up at the house. Right now I'm just keeping them back here to keep them from getting pissed on any more than they already are. And of course if I get a Ranger, there's no way in hell they're getting a hold of my Ranger. You know, they're staying away from that. So I'll have to basically get a shed for that too. But whatever, we'll see what happens. Anyways guys, I'm going to probably take off. We'll see what happens. Whatnot, and yeah, I guess we'll just clean my antenna, but it's still got some crap on it. Gotta make sure you keep your antennas clean too. That might actually help frick up your signal too, but a little bit of crap on it. Probably bird shit, fly shit. Because last night, or the night before when Big Red was in the garage, the flies were just packed on this thing. Why they're attracted to a metal rod, I don't fucking know. I mean, you'd think they'd be smart enough to figure out that, hey, I'm a lightning rod. Even though it's got a plastic tip, but it'll just go right around that. So, all right, enough of me bitching. I'm gonna take off, guys. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.